Hello Group 1, welcome to your reading. First, let's look at what kind of job offer is coming your way. We have the King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, with the Ace of Pentacles as the underlying energy. This feels like a serious and a professional opportunity, one that carries weight and long-term potential. It won't be an easy job. There will be a constant need to learn, grow, and sharpen your expertise. You may feel as though you are always progressing toward the next milestone, always developing, always improving. At times, you might question whether your skills or knowledge are enough. There can be moments of uncertainty where you wonder if you should commit to this path long term or whether you are capable of sustaining it. Yet, despite those doubts, this opportunity is genuinely stable and built for the long run. For you, this feels like a gift from the universe wrapped in a challenge. If you embrace it wholeheartedly and make a serious commitment, it has the power to unlock your potential and help you reach the level you've been striving for. The King of Swords tells me that you already possess real expertise. However, it feels as though your authority hasn't been fully recognized or showcased yet. It's almost as if you've been operating under limitations or staying in the shadows. And this opportunity gives you a chance to finally wield your sword, to step forward confidently and develop what you are truly good at. And this card also describes the interviewer or hiring manager. I'm picking up a very serious or professional energy. There won't be much emotional exchange during the interview. It will be straightforward, focused, and highly competency-based. Interestingly, this interview itself may feel physically draining. Some of you might walk out feeling hungry, exhausted, or even slightly short of breath. Yet mentally, you'll remain energized for hours afterward. It's like completing a HIIT workout. You stop moving, but the energy continues burning long after it's over. One thing to prepare yourself for is a waiting period after the interview. It may not be especially long, we'll look at timing later, but emotionally, it could feel endless. During that period, you may repeatedly think, I probably didn't get it. Try not to spend too much energy feeding those thoughts. Mental preparation will help tremendously here. I'm also sensing that this opportunity is connected to an area where we already built experience and expertise. For some of you, this could be a promotion or an expansion into a more independent leadership role. What's interesting is that this opportunity may trigger a restructuring of your personal resources and priorities. Perhaps you previously preferred a flexible work style, but now you're being drawn toward consistency and long-term stability. Or maybe you've always been conservative with money, and this role encourages you to experiment and grow in new ways. This opportunity isn't simply offering a job, it's offering you a chance to reassess and reorganize your life. The Ace of Pentacles suggests that this new chapter won't fully take shape overnight. It will develop gradually. But once everything clicks into place, you'll experience a breakthrough, a feeling of finally seeing the bigger picture. Overall, these cards emphasize patience, not passive waiting, but a kind of patience that comes from cultivating a grounded, mature, and confident presence. As your energy becomes more stable, the opportunity naturally solidifies around you. Next, let's see what quality help you attract this opportunity. We have Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. We also have Six of Cups as the underlying energy. The message here is immediate. Both knights represent action, and these are two of the fastest moving knights in the deck. Their energies contrast sharply with the King of Swords we saw earlier. Combined with the Six of Cups, I feel that you once embodied this energy naturally. You are the type of person who embraced the new experiences and pursued opportunities without overthinking every possible outcome. Even when you saw obstacles ahead, you were willing to take initiative because you believed the solutions could always be found. You trusted yourself to figure things out. And somehow, at key moments, help always seemed to arrive when you needed it. Because of that, when opportunities appeared, you didn't hesitate. Somewhere along the way, however, things changed. Perhaps maturity brought caution. Perhaps lived experiences told you to analyze more deeply. Whatever the reason, you now spend much more time considering every possibility. The more important an opportunity is, the more likely you are to imagine countless scenarios that hold you back. And the more you need to step forward, the more likely you are to suppress yourself. And this card, I'm saying that becoming cautious is wrong. Caution has value, but when new opportunities arrive, They encourage you to reconnect with the version of yourself who was bold, passionate, and willing to leap. The role model you are being asked to follow isn't some famous leader or successful entrepreneur. It's the younger version of you who simply believed that effort could create results. When new opportunities appear, these cards encourage a slightly romantic, fearless mindset. Be a little more spontaneous, a little more trusting, a little more certain. Now let's explore how this job will help you grow. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles again. We also have Five of Cups as the underlying energy. This opportunity carries a strong sense of new beginning again. For some of you, this may even represent a return to entrepreneurship or a second chance at something you once thought was over. To be completely honest, I don't feel that your self-perception is particularly strong right now. Some of you are still emotionally tied to the past. Others haven't fully stepped forward into the future yet. I sense that many people in this pile feel opportunities are limited, especially when you see everyone around you moving forward with their lives. You may wonder whether you are fallen behind or drifted away from your peers. The Five of Cups here is very direct. The issue isn't that opportunities are missing. The issue is that emotionally, you haven't fully opened yourself to receive them. What I see here isn't lack of opportunities, it's a lack of security. And for many of you, building genuine security within yourself is a process that takes time. As you work in this new role, you gradually begin opening yourself up, carefully, slowly. Because of that, it's important to manage expectations. This opportunity may not feel like love at first sight. You may not instantly feel excitement and certainty. Instead, what develops is something deeper. As time passes, you'll feel increasingly grounded, increasingly aligned, increasingly at home in your own life. Your confidence will grow steadily. I also sense that some of your self-worth has previously been tied to other people's opinions and standards. Much of your identity may have been shaped through external validation. Perhaps you already realize this. What you are uncertain about is whether you will truly change it. This opportunity becomes a test, a chance to see whether you can stand independently without needing others to define your value. And the Five of Cups carries a beautiful promise. When you genuinely achieve emotional independence, you are likely to form sincere and meaningful soul connection through your work. Overall, this opportunity brings profound emotional growth and healing. In the beginning, self-doubt and insecurity may still appear. This is perfectly natural. But over time, you'll become more confident, more independent, and more emotionally stable. As I mentioned earlier, this really feels like a fresh start, a chance to practice self-trust and self-validation. And that's beautiful. And finally, let's look at the overall work environment. We have the Empress and the Fool. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. This looks wonderful. It's no surprise that your confidence and a sense of security have a chance to heal here because the environment itself feels healthy and supportive. The Empress represents someone in a leadership position, perhaps your direct manager, a company founder, or a business partner. This person values long-term growth more than short-term results. They are generous, open-minded, and highly trusting of their team. I don't see micromanagement here. I don't see rigid expectations that force everyone into the same mode. Instead, this person understands that every individual has unique strength, and they actively create opportunities for people to shine in their own way. There is a strong protective quality around this leader, and honestly, it's a very fortunate energy. What's interesting is that your growing confidence may not come primarily from praise or positive feedback, although you'll receive that too. But what matters most is the trust. You feel trusted. And within that freedom, you have room to grow without constant navigating office politics or proving yourself. Over time, you'll notice your mood improving. You'll feel happier, you'll feel more fulfilled, and even when no one is validating you externally, you'll know you're doing well because the satisfaction is genuine. The Death card underneath is incredibly meaningful. This opportunity has the power to transform your relationship with self-worth. You'll gradually stop depending on others to provide your confidence, security, and a sense of value. And of course, in the beginning, there will still be moments when old fears return, and that's completely normal. But whenever self-doubt appears, remember this. They invited you because they saw your strength, they saw your potential, they trust your judgment. You don't need to spend your energy trying to decode their motives. Focus on understanding yourself instead. I'm also picking up that the physical work environment is pleasant. The location may be convenient, perhaps near transportation, parks, or attractive surroundings, or you can work from the comfort of your home. The office itself may be thoughtfully designed, comfortable, and well-equipped. And let's put one final card for timing. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. If everything flows smoothly, this opportunity could arrive within 1 month. However, your biggest obstacle right now appears to be yourself. To everyone who chose Pile 1, here's what I want to say. You do not need to completely heal, completely transform, or become the perfect version of yourself before you're worthy of this offer. What you need is a decision to open your heart again, a decision to engage with new opportunities, a decision to meet new people, a decision to give yourself permission to become someone new. The purpose of this opportunity is not to prove your worth. It's not a reward that appears because your energy is perfect. It's appearing because you've decided that you are ready for an opportunity to rebuild yourself. And that's why it manifested. The truth is, even if you are feeling exhausted, discouraged, lost, or low energy right now, you are still capable of attracting an opportunity like this. Your current state may influence your physical experience, but it does not define your value. No emotional state can define the worth of a soul. Even if you've struggled for years, this still doesn't determine who you are. A soul contains infinite dimensions. It cannot be measured solely by time, productivity, success, or energy levels. Spend some time reflecting on that message. It may help more than you realize. And for the oracle card here, we have success. No further explanation needed. Wishing everyone who chose Pile 1 the very best. I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Pile 2. First, let's see what kind of job offer is coming toward you. We have 8 of Wands, the Tower. We also have the Hierophant as the underlying energy. This is fascinating. The opportunity coming towards you feels like a temptation on the surface, but at a deeper level, it's actually a calling from your soul. I sense that many of you who chose this pile have been living a relatively stable life. Whether or not you're completely satisfied with your current situation, you've had a sense of security. There has been structure. There has been predictability. Your current path has provided a foundation. This is a very normal stage of life. Perhaps your current work no longer exhausts you, but it has offered stability and support. However, once you accumulated enough experience, resources, and self-awareness, you begin questioning whether this path is still aligned with who you are becoming. That's when a dramatic career shift appears. For some of you, I can literally see you walking away from an extremely stable position, perhaps a family business, a government role, an institution, or another highly secure environment and moving toward something that requires more creativity, vitality, and even a degree of risk. Some of you may choose to take a gap period, but this isn't a kind of gap year where you simply rest. You'll have a plan. In fact, your life during this period may become even busier and more fulfilling than when you were traditionally employed. I see many of you taking on project-based work, short-term contracts, freelance assignments, or independent collaborations. You don't necessarily want to stay in one place forever. You want your work to surprise you. You want to feel inspired, challenged, and emotionally moved by what you are doing. Some of you may return to school, pursue advanced studies, or obtain professional certifications. Overall, this isn't just a professional transition, it's an identity transformation. These cards carry incredibly strong reinvention energy. Even if your next role is still within a traditional company structure, I don't feel that's your final destination. It feels temporary. Eventually, many of you may move toward a more independent path because your work relies heavily on inspiration. And inspiration isn't something that thrives in rigid structures. You need freedom. You need space. You need uninterrupted focus to fully receive and express your ideas. Honestly, what I'm seeing here doesn't feel like a conventional job offer at all. It feels more like an invitation to pursue a vocation. An invitation to devote yourself to something meaningful. Some of you may leave an academic institution only to join a more independent research organization. Others may receive funding to explore a subject deeply. Some may be hired specifically because of their expertise in a niche area. The exact form varies from person to person, but the energy is the same. You aren't pursuing this because it's practical. You are pursuing it because you believe in it, because you care deeply about it, because in some way it has become a calling. The combination of Eight of Wands and a Tower also brings an important message. This work may feel exhilarating one moment and overwhelming the next. At times, you'll feel profoundly connected to your purpose, your creativity, even to life itself. Then suddenly you feel as though every connection has vanished. When you are immersed in your work, you'll feel unstoppable, passionate, energized, almost incapable of exhaustion. But once a project is finished, there may be moments of intense emptiness. It's like finally building your dream palace, only to realize you must leave it behind and begin again. I also sense strong travel or mobility energy here. Some of this may be a lifestyle choice, but much of it feels work-related. You may need to appear in different locations regularly. There's also a strong energy of independent lecturers, journalists, researchers, writers, consultants, or other professions built around expertise and movement. This work is incredibly captivating, but you need strong inner discipline to ensure the work doesn't consume you. Next, let's see what quality help you attract this opportunity. We have Five of Pentacles, Three of Wands. We also have the Justice as the underlying energy. Several messages come through immediately. First, I need to be honest. The decisions you are making regarding your career path may not be fully understood or supported by the people closest to you. And if you allow that lack of support to stop you, this opportunity could pass you by. Although this opportunity feels like a soul calling, the relationship between you and the person offering it is not based on emotional attachment. It's based on valued exchange. So if you decide now to move forward, they won't wait indefinitely. They'll simply move on to the next qualified candidate. And second, this opportunity may challenge your sense of security, both emotionally and practically. Perhaps you'll need to relocate. Perhaps you'll be constantly meeting new people and adapting to unfamiliar environments. That kind of lifestyle can place pressure on both physical and emotional well-being. And third, the value of these opportunities is undeniable. However, the rewards may not be immediate. There is a clear path for growth, but if your current financial situation feels unstable, you may experience limitations while building momentum. Justice as the underlying energy is incredibly important. In a typical interview process, people try to persuade others to choose them. Your situation feels different. Your energy isn't meant to move outward. It's meant to move inward. Your talents and qualifications already speak for themselves. They are the reason you're being considered. You don't need to prove anything. The only thing that could prevent you from accepting this offer is unresolved chaos or uncertainty within your own life. For example, if your family members strongly oppose your decision and you surrender to their opinions, you may miss this opportunity entirely. So what helps you secure this offer? Organization. Preparation. Put your life in order. Address potential concerns before they become obstacles. Handle practical responsibilities ahead of time. That way, you'll be free to move forward when the opportunity arrives. Justice carries a rational and objective energy. When preparing for this transition, don't rely on wishful thinking. Don't assume someone else will solve future problems on your behalf. This isn't about trust. It's about recognizing that other people's ability to handle challenges is always a variable. The more prepared you are, the more confidently you'll be able to say yes. Now, let's look at how this opportunity will change you. We have Temperance and the Ten of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. This is actually quite profound. I feel this opportunity brings a genuine evolution of both personality and soul. The first thing I notice is your ability to exchange and circulate resources becoming much stronger. And when I say resources, I don't just mean money. I also mean emotional energy. You'll become much better at connecting with people, understanding their emotions, and sensing their energy, while still maintaining healthy boundaries. Temperance is a deeply compassionate card. If you've previously had a tendency to pour all your energy into one person, one relationship, or one project, This opportunity teaches you something different. It teaches you how to create many meaningful connections. It teaches you how to build community. This applies not only to relationships, but also to your work. Perhaps you've been the type of person who becomes completely absorbed in a single goal, project, or individual. This experience shows you that life doesn't always require total devotion to one thing. You'll learn that meaningful connections don't have to be permanent to be valuable. Not every relationship needs to be life-changing. Not every encounter needs to last forever. Sometimes brief connections are meaningful too, especially if your work involves travel, movement, or regularly meeting new people. You'll gradually become comfortable with relationships that are beautiful without necessarily being permanent. The Ten of Pentacles in this deck feels like a conversation with your future self. Because of that, I sense that this opportunity helps you establish a lasting legacy. And for some, this may be the opportunity that makes you name known. For others, it may awaken a level of ambition you didn't realize you possessed. The Devil as the underlying energy is particularly significant. This opportunity reveals your ambition, your desires, your attachment, your vulnerabilities, the parts of yourself that can be manipulated, the parts that you seek control, validation, or access. But instead of being controlled by those tendencies, you'll learn how to master them. For example, perhaps you've struggled with obsession or overinvestment in a particular area of life. This job opportunity introduces new possibilities and perspectives, naturally balancing your attention and helping you move beyond those unhealthy patterns. It may also help you overcome common human weakness. If you be overly focused on immediate results, you'll learn the value of patience. You'll realize that time isn't your enemy. This is one of your greatest allies. Overall, I sense that your energy has previously been intense, concentrated, and highly focused. After this experience, your energy becomes softer, broader, and more balanced. And finally, let's look at the overall work environment. We have the High Priestess and the Three of Pentacles. We also have the Nine of Wands underneath. Okay, the moment the High Priestess appeared, I immediately felt that this opportunity involves knowledge, research, discovery, investigation, technology, or uncovering hidden information. There's also a strong sense of confidentiality. This may be work that isn't openly discussed with everyone. The Nine of Wands suggests there will be obstacles and frustration throughout the process. But don't worry, these challenges aren't personal. They are simply part of the work itself. For example, repeated experiments in research, multiple revisions of a book or screenplay, constant testing and refinement of ideas, repeatedly disproving theories while searching for truth. These setbacks are expected. The challenge is not letting them become a reflection of your self-worth. If every obstacle becomes evidence that you are not good enough, the journey will feel exhausting. One of the major lessons you'll learn through this work is how to maintain emotional distance from the inevitable setbacks. You'll learn not to take every challenge personally. Beyond that, the work environment looks excellent. I see a balance between solitude and collaboration. You'll have private space to focus deeply on your work, while also having knowledgeable colleagues available for meaningful discussions. Your expertise is respected here. Your contributions are valued. While additional message stands out, people trust you a lot. Because of that trust, you'll likely gain access to information, insights, and behind-the-scenes knowledge that most people never get to see. I also put one card for timing and we received the Chariot. This feels like a situation where nothing appears to be happening for a long time. Life feels calm, quiet, predictable, and then suddenly everything accelerates. The timing may align with Cancer season or around July 7th. Your oracle card is Don't Stop. Once you accept this opportunity, life may begin moving forward at a surprisingly fast pace. You'll feel productive, you'll feel fulfilled, and you'll accomplish a great deal. Just remember to respect your limits and pace yourself. Okay, wishing everyone who chose Pile to the very best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Group 3, welcome to your reading. First, let's look at what kind of job offer is coming toward you. We have Four of Cups and Ace of Cups, with the Artist as the underlying energy. Okay, the message here is incredibly clear. My first impression is that many of you who chose Pile 3 are naturally romantic, idealistic, and deeply emotional people. When you were younger, you may have been more sensitive, nostalgic, or prone to getting caught up in your feelings. But as you've matured, you will learn how to navigate your emotional world with greater wisdom. You will learn how to fully experience your emotions without being consumed by them. Your inner world is still rich, passionate, and alive, but now you can observe your feelings with a sense of calm objectivity. It's almost like watching a movie. You feel everything with the characters are feeling. You cry when you cry, you celebrate when you celebrate. Yet at the same time, you're always aware that you are the viewer. That awareness is the sign of someone who has developed a healthy relationship with their emotional landscape. And because you've reached this level of emotional maturity, a job opportunity that you've wanted for a very long time is finally making its way towards you. This is something you may have tried to manifest repeatedly in the past without success. Ironically, it arises when you stop clinging to it. When you release the obsession, when the fantasy surrounding it has gradually faded, it's like a ray of sunlight suddenly breaks through a sky filled with dark clouds. This opportunity has the power to awaken something within you, to reignite your enthusiasm for life, your passion for the future, and your sense of wonder about what's possible. This isn't simply a job, it's a vessel for your hopes, your ideals, and your vision of beauty. Honestly, when this opportunity arrives, people may be surprised. They may wonder, how does a job like this even exist? Or how did this opportunity find you? The meaning of this work goes far beyond material success. Its spiritual and life purpose significance feels much stronger than its practical function. In the past, you may have considered yourself highly empathetic. You may have believed you could completely understand what other people were feeling, but life eventually told you something important. No matter how much we care, there are aspects of other people's experience we can never fully understand. And that realization may have brought disappointment. Over time, you will learn to step back from carrying everyone else's emotions. You will learn to empathize with the parts of people's experiences that genuinely overlap with your own, and you will begin to recognize that those points of overlap often hold a deeper meaning. There is a reason certain people cross paths. There is a reason certain stories resonate. There is a reason certain experiences connect. And from that understanding, a greater compassion has emerged. Compassion feels like driving force behind your creativity. It's the source of your inspiration. Is the lens through which you view the world. This isn't naive optimism. It's a tool, a powerful tool. It allows you to see sense beneath complexity, warmth within hardship, meaning within chaos. I also feel that this next opportunity involves a great deal of independent work. You'll be connected to a community or group, but you'll remain a certain level of independence. It's as though you're standing slightly outside the circle, while remaining deeply connected to it on a soul level. I know the description of this opportunity feels very abstract, but I think those who chose this path will understand exactly what I'm talking about. There are certainly existing professions that fit this energy, but I don't want to limit the message to jobs that already exist. The world is changing rapidly. Careers evolve constantly. The most important thing isn't the job title, it's the energy, it's the essence. What I can tell you is this. Years ago, receiving this opportunity would have made you jump with excitement. You would have wanted to tell everyone. But now, what you feel isn't excitement. It's something deeper. It's joy, quiet, peaceful, and deeply fulfilling. Next, let's see what quality help you attract this opportunity. We have 6 of Wands and 5 of Wands. We also have 10 of Cups as the underlying energy. Although you give off a very gentle energy, the quality that attracts these opportunities is actually a form of grounded confidence. A confidence that isn't afraid of challenge. A confidence that doesn't run away from tension. A confidence that is willing to engage in healthy competition. If you fully step into this energy, you have the ability to stand out and achieve remarkable success. Now, when people hear words like competition, challenge, conflict, or pressure, they often assume those qualities belong to highly ambitious, ego-driven personalities. But that's not the energy I'm seeing here. Your motivation comes from something much purer. It feels almost heroic in a service-oriented sense. Some people have a savior complex. They try to fix people directly. They argue, they persuade, they force their views onto others in an attempt to help. But your vision of heroism is different. You don't want to rescue people. You want to create a safe space where people can heal themselves. Within that space, vulnerable souls can rest, recover, reconnect with themselves without interference, without judgment. You have a remarkable ability to keep criticism and negativity while preserving warmth, hope, and possibility within. You are deeply accepting. You don't label people. You don't diagnose people. You don't define people by their struggles. You don't see difficult periods as permanent failures. You see them as a preparation for growth. You don't see mistakes as lifelong sentences. You see them as guides, leading people back onto their path. And because of this, many of you may naturally become leaders in your professional lives. The people around you may appear wildly different from one another, perhaps even incompatible at first glance. Yet somehow, under your leadership, they come together and create something extraordinary. I also sense that some of you have been in a period of retreat, a kind of quiet disappearance, a low-profile chapter, and this opportunity feels like a call back into the world, a return, a re-emergence. Your job isn't to save everyone. Your job is simply to be the hero who creates the space. People will naturally find a way to you. They will trust you. They will feel protected by your presence. The Ten of Cups as the underlying energy also highlights the importance of your personal foundation, your home life, your support system, your sanctuary. No matter how successful you become, you need a place where your soul can rest and recharge. Now let's look at how this opportunity will change you. We have the Hierophant and the Justice. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Well. Okay, this opportunity allows you to express the highest form of goodness within you. When people are struggling or feeling small or living in scarcity, kindness is often guided by rules, morals, or social expectations. But what I see here is different. What developed through this opportunity is genuine compassion. A compassion that exists without conditions. You become a messenger of healing and wisdom. The image of the well feels especially significant. At certain points in life, people live at the bottom of a well. The darkness feels safer than the outside world. The loneliness feels more predictable than uncertainty. The familiar pain feels more comfortable than the change. And you become the person standing beside the well, like an empress guarding the opening. Regardless of your profession, you become an energetic healer, a source of warmth, a source of encouragement, and a source of hope. You help people trust that the sunlight still exists. You help people believe that warmth is possible. And every person who climbs out of that well feels transformed, renewed, reawakened, reconnected to life. Many people in this pile may work in fields connected to education, publishing, religion or spirituality, law, healthcare, or charity and humanitarian work. Regardless of where you are now, I strongly feel that you become a highly respected figure within your field. In the material world, you may appear serious or somewhat reserved, yet the energy you radiate feels warm, calming, and trustworthy. People enjoy being around you, even if they aren't particularly close to you. Conversations may not always be casual or frequent, but somehow people find themselves discussing profound life questions with you, or like current events or major decisions, or personal crossroads. And in certain critical moments, you may surprise everyone. You become the person who can remain calm when others cannot, the person who can hold space when others fall apart, the person others can rely on when things truly matter. You may never seek recognition for this, but people will quietly feel grateful that they know you. Like meeting you was one of the fortunate things that happened in their lives. And finally, let's look at the overall work environment. We have the Seven of Wands and the Magician. At the bottom of the deck, we have Six of Pentacles. The work environment carries a strong sense of intensity. The role may involve frequent travel, or public speaking, or teaching, or presentations, or interviews, or regularly responding to questions from large groups of people. This work relies heavily on your communication skills and personal charisma. The people you encounter are highly intelligent, highly skilled, highly specialized. Everyone brings strong expertise and strong opinions to the table. As a result, discussions can become quite intense. At times, conversations may feel almost combative. However, the Six of Swords underneath tells a different story. Despite their strong personality, the people in this environment genuinely respect one another. Everyone understands that success depends on collaboration. Everyone recognizes the value of other people's knowledge, resources, and support. So, even when debates become heated, the underlying energy remains respectful. The purpose of the discussion is not domination, it's understanding, it's exchange, it's collective growth. I also put one final card for the timing, and we have the Justice card again. This immediately makes me think of a public application process, open recruitment, auditions, examinations, or some form of transparent selection procedure. Justice strongly emphasizes fairness and objectivity. So for some of you, may need to complete an assessment, examination, certification, or interview process first. In that case, timing is connected to successfully passing that stage. And for others, the real question isn't which job to choose, it's whether you're willing to return at all, whether you are ready to step back into the world and share your gifts again. Once your heart and mind reach agreement, the opportunity appears. And that's the timing. The oracle card we have here is recovery. This beautifully reflects the energy of the Four of Cups. Many of you are currently in a healing phase, a period of restoration. And just as the opportunity helps you continue your own healing journey, it also allows you to create safe spaces where others can heal. And one more thing, this card makes me feel that you are protected, as though there are angels watching over you. And in many ways, you carry that same angelic energy yourself. A gentle presence, a quiet protector, a source of comfort for others. Wishing everyone who chose Pile 3 all the very best, and I'll see you in the next reading.